state your name, where you live, and where your job title is.
So, Corey Polina, I live in Staten Island, New York, and I'm a legal recruiting manager.
All right. And in about 2 to 3 short statements, what was your situation before starting the program?
So, as an Italian man, we tend to go out to eat a lot, kind of explore different places, that sort of thing. Fitness has always been a priority to me, but I will say my dieting took a back seat when it comes to the busy season of what I do for work. So, really trying to strike a good balance between having a good regimen in the gym, but also balancing that with a good diet. You can do as much as you want in the gym, but if it's not going to be, countered with a good diet plan, I mean, you're setting yourself up for failure. And that was where I was struggling. So sought out the best help that I could find and reaped all the benefits of it. So
Yeah, so this is oh yeah, big thing was the wedding, right? Wedding
yeah.
season. So, well, I guess before starting the program, how did that make you feel that, you kind of were letting yourself go and just not in the best place physically, mentally?
So kind of leading up to sort of made the decision around the holidays. My wedding was July 3rd, 2025. So big thing for me was wanting to make sure that I felt I looked and felt the best that I have in a long time on that day. So really at the time just wasn't too confident. I was like sort of in that skinny fat realm of like not overweight, but like had a little bit of chub, went to the gym, but sometimes didn't really look the way that you wanted. I think we're all our own worst critic, but nonetheless, just needed some help kind of getting back in a better mental state with my appearance. And so, yeah, took action on it.
Yeah, and what negative impact did this have on, you or others around you?
As far as what exactly?
Oh,
Like,
before you started, like when you were
yeah,
in that place.
yeah, I mean, it was to a point where my fiance and I would want to go out to dinner, things like that. And I would sort of have in the back of my mind, like, okay, like, I'm not really enjoying this fully because all I can think about is like, I'm consuming X amount of calories. I'm not tracking it super closely, probably putting myself in a surplus, not in a deficit. So I'm not going to get to the goals that I want. I had for a longest time when I was in college tracked on my Fitness Pal pretty regularly and sort of fell off a little bit. But I think now having that ability to go out and still enjoy all the things that we like to do while hitting the goals that I'm hoping to hit, it was definitely a great experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, which leads me actually to the next question,
Yeah.
which is, what were your thoughts going through the onboarding process, like just
Yeah.
starting up?
It was seamless. The app was incredibly helpful. The weekly check-ins were also very helpful. Just being able to keep myself on track throughout the process was awesome. I think biggest thing for me, I feel like I had a pretty negative relationship with food back when I was in college doing like bodybuilding, almost competition and powerlifting stuff. I feel like I got really lean to a point where like I just had a bad relationship with it. So I think that's why I sort of like stopped tracking. But now I feel like I'm in a better place where I can do it. And also, if I want to, go enjoy myself on a Saturday, I know now with the help of you how to maybe scale back on other days, allocate calories for that upcoming event, still enjoy it. And I think that's something that I can take away from this experience, knowing that hey, you can still go out and do all those things. Truthfully, I feel like my results could have been even better if I didn't give myself any flexibility, but I did, and I'm still super excited about the results that I had. But having those check-ins with you as a coach, not being one of those coaches that's like, that's not good, and like, really just like not continuing to stay invested in me when maybe I didn't hit it to a T, but also saying like, hey, like let's adjust, let's figure it out for next week, put it behind you. Don't let a cheat meal turn to a cheat day, turn to a cheat week, but just chalk it up and we'll adjust. So the flexibility portion was incredibly helpful for somebody that is in the corporate world.
Absolutely. That's what this is all about, right? And I think what were your biggest doubts and fears about this in the beginning?
Yeah. I think the concept of having to track calories for me was something that I doubted on myself a little bit in the beginning. I think my fiance isn't or wife now. I should probably really get used to saying that, especially since you're next to me. Um, she's into fitness as well and tries to maintain a pretty healthy lifestyle, but likes to enjoy different meals out, things like that. She's really great in the kitchen, trying new things. So my biggest doubt going into it was really how am I going to still be able to enjoy that with her while keeping on track with my goals, right? She makes Italian, you make a pot of sauce. You're going to sit there and weigh out every little thing that goes into it? No. But if you can do it to a sense and have like a general understanding of it, maybe you overshoot a little bit just to kind of compensate. But that was probably my biggest doubt going in. But it was with your guidance very helpful to make sure that I would still be able to do all the things that I wanted to do leading up to a wedding, and not create that like separation from us because I'm like, hey, sorry, I'm on a diet. But really being able to still incorporate all that stuff.
Hmm. Yeah, I think it's one of the biggest takeaways is like everybody sort of seems to think that you can't eat out, you can't eat your favorite food, and it's like no, you just gotta plan it out just a little bit better overall.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the biggest thing. All right, so then now it's like tell the viewers where you're at now, or at least at the end of the program in terms of weight, your physique, the whole nine.
Yeah. So in a definitely better place mentally, physically than when I started in January. January I walked in probably hovering around 200, maybe a little bit over depending on the morning. But now confidently, in like the 179 to 180 range. So about 20 pounds down, feel good. I look leaner. People notice it. I've had a bunch of people throughout the process come up to me and be like, "Did you lose weight? Like you look good. Like your face is thinner." So definitely in a better place. I think it's one of those nice things where I think, like I said earlier, everybody's their own worst critic. They look in the mirror and you might not think you're progressing, but I think the benefit of having the app sort of track everything for you to show you like, hey, you are making progress. And the people that notice it on the outside saying like, hey, like look at you in January, look at you in July, like this is significantly different. But I think it set me up on a really good path moving forward to be able to continue to do the things that I want to do with my wife and with my friends and my family, but also keep in mind the fitness goals that I have for myself, and not letting them take a backseat again.
Hmm. And how does that all make you feel?
Great. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, that's everything people want, right? It's like you get the best of both worlds. You have your personal goals and aspirations that you don't have to put aside because you feel pressured to not be able to do the things you people want you to do with them, right? Whether it's celebrating a birthday and you're going to a bar, or it's going out to a restaurant to celebrate some big, milestone for someone. I think a lot of people get this interpretation of a diet to be a thing where it restricts you from doing things that you enjoy to do. And that's not always the case. It's just having the ability to factor in, okay, I want to go do this, Monday through Thursday, let me adjust accordingly. So that way, Friday or Saturday or Sunday, whatever, I can squeeze this in and I can still enjoy it. Like I'm not going out to dinner with my friends and gnawing on a piece of chicken the entire time. Like I can actually go have the meal with them. I'm not taking out a food scale at the dinner table. I'm, looking at it based on knowledge that I've gained over the last couple of months to say like, okay, general idea, this is probably what this would be. Or essentially through the app working with you, being able to take pictures of stuff, being like, hey, I have no idea where this falls in regards to like calories and things like that. Like, what do you think? Or the check-ins that we had before, which I thought were really helpful too, that I would encourage people to do is like, hey, a week or two from now, I'm doing this. Here's the menu. Here's what I'm thinking about getting. Where does this fall? Or alternatively, maybe I get this instead. It also appeals to me. What do you think? And having that back and forth to understand like how to make those better decisions.
Hmm. Absolutely, right? Absolutely. And then were there anything that you were, or well, are there things that you're able to do now that you couldn't before?
I think I now have a better idea of just tracking. I think previously tracking my macros super consistently and with a scale, I had a general idea of like, hey, this amount of food is about this many ounces, which contains this amount of protein or whatever. But I feel like I definitely got a little rusty on it. But I think now having that ability to really take a look at things and being able to still track them without having to like break a scale out and weigh everything to a gram. Um, and I think just overall making better decisions. I think the weekly report that we fill out through the app also kept top of mind for me things that make me full longer. I think that was one thing that maybe I wasn't taking into account previously of eating foods that are keeping me full longer, especially when you start to take calories away, right? Now, but let's say you go from 2,500 to 1,800 a day over the course of a couple of weeks, not drastically, but that's quite a bit of calories removed. So you're wanting to make better decisions of what you're consuming to make sure that you're staying full longer so that you're not getting to like 6, 7 o'clock and you're like, wow, I need something to eat, but I got nothing left. So I think I've gotten definitely better with keeping that top of mind.
Awesome, man. And what positive impact did that have on others around you?
I think people noticed it, right? I think people noticed that I was happier with like my appearance and how everything had been going. I think people were realizing that this was important to me and it was something that I was still able to go out and enjoy things with them. Whereas in the past, think times that I've dieted, I definitely was the person to like make up excuses. Hey, sorry, can't make it. No, I can't do this. Or I would go everybody would like on a Saturday, friend's birthday, have a drink at the bar, right? Not sitting there getting tanked, but like have a drink or two and it can enjoy themselves. Whereas when I dieted previously, it was like, hey, I'm on a diet. Like, just give me a water. And I'd have to sit and kind of observe everybody else enjoy themselves and have a good time. And not to say that I didn't, but you want to engage in some of those things. We're all at the age where, we don't know what the next couple of years looks like. People grow up, think things change, people have families, they grow apart. Like now is the time where I want to keep in mind my fitness goals, but also stay close to friends and family and enjoy those moments with them. So balancing the two was definitely a little bit easier this time around, knowing that, you know, I had that knowledge and support to not miss out on stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, man. So then last question to you. So what would you tell somebody who's watching this right now and is unsure about taking the next step?
I would say do it. I think if you have any slight bit of doubt in your mind that you can't do it, you can. I'm somebody who, during my busy season of what I do for work, I could be in the office anywhere from 10 to 12 hours a day, and I made it happen. If you think that you don't have enough time, you have enough time. Let Chris help you. There was weeks where I started off wanting to do 4 to 5 gym sessions a week, quickly found out that wasn't feasible. And so he made a tailored plan for me to make sure that I was there 2 to 3 times a week, got the steps in I need, and is willing to help you tailor the experience to you. I think there's a lot of coaches out there who have their set way of doing things, think it's either their way or the highway. But that's not Chris's mindset, not his mentality, not his program. It's tailored to whatever works best for you, which I think goes above and beyond what anybody else can offer you. So, highly recommend. Don't miss out.
Well, thank you, Corey. Well, I guess before we go, just know that the metrics for Corey, he basically was, yeah, skinny fat, 201, and then now landing between 179, 180, even after the wedding, and now just casually maintaining. Um, but the biggest thing is that he actually went up in almost every single lift on that front, which is pretty crazy to think about, considering that he had 12-hour work days and probably the highest stress weeks possible leading up to this.